Number 1. A couple running a YouTube channel called Travel Tales shares their adventures across Europe in a camper van, giving viewers a real look into the freedom and charm of van life. Their videos usually capture peaceful moments in nature, quiet campsites, and the joy of exploring new places. But during one cold night in France, they were reminded that life on the road isn't always picture perfect.
Last week we couldn't find a park up with a fire pit. They were all out of order. Maybe they don't maintain them in winter. But I found one and we're going there right now. It looks really beautiful because it's in the forest. So I'm so looking forward to get there and light up some fire.
They had planned a quiet evening by a fire pit deep in the forest with just their van and their dog, Holly. The place looked ideal, peaceful, surrounded by trees and away from the crowd.
So we're going to go and light that up and enjoy before it gets dark. Now this place is a bit slanting, so we might have to get the blocks out to try and find like a level parking. But right now the van is like this.
They started collecting wood and setting things up to enjoy the warmth of a campfire. Everything seemed perfect at first. However, the spot they chose turned out to be too sloped for sleeping comfortably.
This is so beautiful. We're all alone and the van is just parked up back there. We're able to leave Holly inside as she was feeling a bit cold. But yeah, the winter's really picked up now.
You're feeling cold, but when you're next to the fire, you feel very warm. It's like you don't want to leave this bit to go for a walk, you know? I prefer to be here.
This hill is a bit too sloping, so I don't think we're going to be able to sleep here. It's reminding me of the one in Patara in Turkey when I set up the blocks and we still really couldn't sleep properly. So it's no good doing that here. It's a shame really because this place is so beautiful and isolated. But I think we're just going to head down further from the mountain and find a spot.
After trying to make it work, they decided it was better to move and find a flatter, safer place to park for the night.
So we actually stopped at a McDonald's because I wanted to have some fries from there. We usually don't buy from there because we don't like their burgers, sorry.
Yeah.
But
the problem here is the fries.
Is really good.
Yeah, it's good, but it's a bit cold now.
Along the way, they stopped for a quick bite at McDonald's, then finally settled into a new spot where they hoped to rest.
We're back on the road because we couldn't sleep where we were. Basically, there were a lot of people outside our van and we didn't feel safe there, so we had to leave. We were asleep and we heard a lot of noise coming from outside. We think that there were people having a laugh, you know, and a chat, but it turned out to be a nightmare for us. We're very tired right now. What the hell are those?
Where I'm going, I don't know, I'm just not local.
Sorry, but we're in a complete shock right now.
I thought they were just having fun because I could hear like music in a car. But there were some like a few meters away at least, and then I heard like voices outside the van, so they came up to the van and started hitting. I'm sure I heard one like on the bonnet.
Yes, and me and Holly were...
Yeah, Holly started barking.
Yeah. We were in a complete shock, even now.
Weird. But at first I thought it was someone like trying to get into the van, but it's just kids, I think, because I think when we turned on the lights, they just ran into the car again. I don't know, but we're not going back there, that's for sure.
No, definitely not.
Not long after they parked, they were startled by noises outside their van. What they thought might be people just hanging out nearby soon turned into a scary situation. Strangers started getting too close and even hit their van, making them feel unsafe and completely on edge. Feeling vulnerable and unsure of what was happening, they quickly drove away in the middle of the night. The fear and shock were visible as they filmed themselves leaving, still trying to make sense of what they had just experienced. They couldn't sleep, and their peaceful night had suddenly turned into a moment of panic.
Hey, good morning. So we're at a new parking spot today. I'm making a cup of tea and we're trying to understand what really happened last night and accept it, basically.
The next morning, they found a safer spot and took time to reflect on the incident. While nothing was stolen and no one was hurt, the experience shook them deeply.
You hear things on the internet that some people are being robbed or something happened with their van, and it's very frustrating because when there are people outside your van, you know, you get that feeling of being scared. You don't know who they are, you don't know what they're doing, you don't know in what state they are in, so We were a bit worried yesterday. That's why we left that parking space.
Yeah, I think we did the good thing. We just left right away. Like at first I was gonna try and go outside and see. Like that's the first instinct. Like when you hear someone like hitting your van and like it's on purpose, you want to go out and like.
Yeah.
I don't know do what really, because there were a few of them. So I think we did the right thing. We just left.
It reminded them, and their viewers, that living on the road isn't always safe. You never know who might be outside your van or what their intentions are, especially in remote or unfamiliar places. Though they acted quickly and got away, they were left wondering what could have happened if they hadn't woken up in time. Subscribe and help us reach 10,000 subscribers. 90% of the people watching have not subscribed yet, so please do, it's free. Number 2. Marshall enjoys building shelters and spending nights out in the woods. He's great at crafting cozy spots using natural materials, and he often camps out in them to enjoy the peace of nature. But when you sleep in the wild, you're never really alone. After all, the forest already has its own residents. In this video, Marshall was back in the woods working on a new shelter. As evening approached, he cooked a meal, letting the smell of food spread through the area. After eating, he settled in for the night, expecting a quiet sleep. But things didn't go quite as planned. Sometime during the night, a few unexpected visitors showed up. Attracted by the scent of food, a couple of bears came sniffing around his camp. Thankfully, they didn't find anything and eventually wandered off. Marshall stayed safely inside the shelter the whole time, which likely prevented things from getting much worse. Later, he stepped outside to check things out, but by then, everything seemed calm. It wasn't until he reviewed footage from an outdoor camera that he realized just how close the bears had come. The video showed them moving around his shelter while he was completely unaware. This experience is a strong reminder. If you're ever in a similar situation, don't step outside just because it seems quiet. Stay in your shelter until morning and only move when you're absolutely sure it's safe. Number 3. While out hiking, a group of people made a careless mistake. They threw stones at a beehive. The reaction was immediate. The disturbed bees swarmed out, ready to defend their home. Realizing the danger, the group quickly dropped to the ground and stayed as still as possible. Bees don't usually fly too close to the ground, so staying low gave them a better chance to avoid more stings. They also covered their ears tightly, knowing bees can slip into small spaces if left unprotected. In a situation like this, staying calm and protecting your body is the best thing you can do. Panicking or running would have only made the attack worse. It must have felt like forever before the swarm finally moved on. But their quick thinking may have saved them from serious injury. Number 4. On December 1st, 2016, the YouTube channel Exploring Abandoned Mines and Unusual Places uploaded what was supposed to be a routine flashlight review. But it quickly turned into something far more chilling. The creator ventured into the Waldeck Mine, a 150-year-old abandoned gold mine tucked deep inside a forested canyon. The weather was already intense. A powerful storm battered the area with 50-mile-per-hour winds, creating a perfect backdrop for an eerie night. Inside the mine, the wooden structures were decaying, the rocks unstable, and the tunnels barely holding together. With just a camera and flashlight, he entered the pitch-black maze of the mine, where even the smallest noise echoed unnaturally.
Okay, that's the portal to the wall deck mine. I'm inside. The wind has kind of died down a little bit, and it's not raining, so I managed to stay dry. Of course, I'm inside this little alcove, kind of. But anyway, you come down this little incline path, and then big boulders here you have to climb over, and then the tunnel's right behind me this way. So let's check it out. Let's get in here. Now, right now, I have both of my helmet lights on, but as soon as I get in here, I'm going to turn them off and only use the through night TN12 handheld flashlight you see here. And I'll show you how it works. That's the only light that I'll use in this mine. Looks like right here on the right is some gobbing. That goes all the way down there. And then right up there is a little bat sleeping.
As he moved deeper into the darkness, the only sounds were his footsteps crunching on gravel and the occasional flutter of bats overhead. Then, something unusual happened.
Kind of a stope chamber going up, and the tunnel continues straight ahead. So let me put the light on here, the through night light, and I'm going to turn out my helmet lights. There's one, and there's two.
He heard faint whispering, too soft to make out, but definitely there. At first, he dismissed it, thinking it might just be wind. But the deeper he went, the louder it became. And then it stopped, instantly and completely. The silence was even more disturbing. He continued forward, now more alert, passing rotting support beams and unfamiliar mineral deposits. That's when he heard it again. This time, not a whisper, but a deep, unsettling growl echoing from somewhere out of view. It didn't sound like an animal.
About almost a foot in diameter, the big cross timber, so they had to put big ones in here to hold up all of this rock. You can see right here where some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what, is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Oh, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird.
His heartbeat quickened. Something wasn't right. Frozen for a moment, he listened. The sound stopped once again. He decided it was time to get out. But just as he reached the tunnel's exit, a sharp metallic clink rang through the air, like a rock being kicked or a tool dropped on stone.
Here, and you really hear that airflow. I'm getting out of here and heading home. All right, that's it.
The problem? He was completely alone. He hurried out, heart racing, and tried to make sense of what just happened. Some viewers guessed it was just the wind or natural acoustics bouncing strangely through the tunnels. But then came a disturbing twist. Another YouTuber, Honk Boyd, later enhanced the audio. What he uncovered sent chills through the community.
Wow, crazy. And then you can see how big these timbers are. That's about almost a foot in diameter, the big cross timber, so they had to put big ones in here to hold. Do you hear that? Sounds like is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Oh. Oh. I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but... I've heard some weird stuff in mines.
Hidden within the whispering were actual words. Distinct phrases like, "this here's that," and "chot again" were heard, raising serious questions about what was really out there that night. Number 5. While out fishing in the vast open ocean, one person spotted something strange moving far off in the distance.
¿Sí lo ven o soy yo nomás? ¿Sí lo ven? ¿Ven los espíritus caminando?
Veo varios.
Madre. Qué playa tan más rara, ¿eh?
Ahí vienen.
Mira las gaviotas ahí pasando.
At first, it looked like nothing more than shadows on the horizon. But as the camera zoomed in, those shadows began to take shape, figures that appeared to be walking across the surface of the water. There were no islands, sandbars, or land of any kind nearby. Just endless sea. The sight made no sense. The person recording swears there was nothing in that direction, nothing that could explain what they saw. And yet, the footage clearly shows something, or someone, moving where no one should be. With no logical explanation, this strange encounter remains a mystery, open to interpretation and leaving behind more questions than answers. Number 6. A YouTuber decided to explore the infamous Cleop Forest, a place wrapped in chilling legends of devil worship and witchcraft. As she searched for a spot to set up camp, an eerie stillness seemed to settle over the trees, disturbed only by strange, distant sounds that seemed too unnatural to be just wildlife. Not long after, she spotted a figure moving between the trees. Something about it felt off. She packed up and moved her camp even deeper into the forest. While preparing dinner, the quiet hum of the forest was suddenly pierced by a sharp, unexplainable noise. That's when things took an unexpected turn. As night fell, she curled up inside her sleeping bag, trying to stay warm. But just as she began to drift off, a sound jolted her awake. With her heart pounding, she grabbed her camera and captured something terrifying. 2 glowing red eyes stared straight at her before disappearing into the blackness of the forest. Luckily, nothing else happened that night, and by morning, she wasted no time in leaving that cursed place behind. Number 7. This channel is sort of interesting. It's perfect for people who enjoy peaceful camping adventures. In this video, the host sets out on a solo stealth camp near a beautiful forest river. He's carrying a full backpack and mentions how warm the day has been.
A few items here from my bag just to lower the weight on my back, because even though I anticipate it going extremely chilly tonight, which is why I've currently got an extra layer for bedtime on, although I am going to wear all of this straight through till the morning, it's been a beautiful day and it's still really warm in the evening here. So carrying all that kit and wearing extra layers is definitely sweating a little bit more than I wanted to on the way down here.
So much so that he's already sweating even before setting up camp. After a relaxing stop by the river to cook and enjoy the view, he continues deeper into the woods.
I don't know if it comes across in these videos just how much I love this sort of stuff, but this is about as perfect a moment as I could possibly imagine. A couple of months ago, when I bought my Trangia Spirit Burner stove, I never imagined it would immediately become one of my favourite pieces of outdoor gear. I think the very fact that it is quite slow and inefficient almost makes it suit these sort of very calm, quiet moments all the better. Here we are, of course, leaving no trace.
As night falls, he pitches his tent and settles in for some sleep.
I think a dog or something just came in. I was half asleep when, with no prior torchlight, a lot of animal-like rustling broke out. Then suddenly, in the darkness, a loud crack sound really woke me with a start. Oh, that's very deadly. Hello? Right, I'm just going to use the phone light now. I'm just going. They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible, but when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were, but somewhere in that direction. I'll forget it, let's just go.
But just when everything seems perfect, things take a weird turn. Out of nowhere, he hears movement, branches snapping close by. Then, in the pitch-black forest, a faint light appears and someone walks past his tent. He tries calling out, but whoever it was doesn't respond and vanishes into the trees. There's no explanation, no sign of anyone else, and no reason for someone to be out there at that time. He figures it could have been just a hiker, but the whole encounter feels too strange. With his nerves on edge, he decides not to risk it. Quietly packing up in the dark, he leaves the site behind, ending the trip early. Number 8. The YouTuber from Under the Weather had done his fair share of wild camping, but this time, something felt different. His chosen spot wasn't just an average forest, it was the abandoned grounds of an 18th century insane asylum.
It's a lovely November day, and today we're going to be camping on the grounds of an 18th century insane asylum. Just for the fun factor, not to scare ourselves shitless. So first things first, let's find a place in these creepy woods. Yeah. Huh. There's some graffiti. Yep, you could do worse than an emergency than staying here. Yeah. Back door to nowhere.
Even before nightfall, a chill had crept over him. As he wandered through the overgrown paths, he passed crumbling structures, graffiti-covered walls, and shattered windows, ghostly remnants of a darker time. Though it was clear others had visited before, he couldn't shake the feeling that not all who came were simply explorers.
Now we're inside. So this place closed in 2003, which is what, 19 years ago? This would have been the front steps. People coming at night, you know. Because there is a... So you can maybe get the tent here hidden by this tree a wee bit. It's not even so close to a road, you know. This is dry in here, so it's excellent. Get a little fire here perhaps. Some people there, so I'll just take my stuff, put it around this corner for a minute. I think they're just there for a little exploration. We'll see. Hopefully they're not up to any up to no good, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to hang out here. I mean, it's going to be dark in the next hour anyway, so I don't think many more people will turn up. So we'll see. Let's just wait it out for a bit and see where they go.
Inside one of the buildings, he scouted for a place to set up camp. Tucked away, close to the road, but hopefully hidden enough. He was cautious, aware that if anyone stumbled across him in the night, it might not be a friendly encounter. And just as the sun began to set, he heard voices nearby. He quickly hid, waiting in silence. Eventually, the strangers moved on, and he seized the opportunity to set up his tent and prepare for the long night ahead.
That's the tent up. Not very stealthy, but it's very dark. Very dark around here. So, right, let's get the sleeping system on. Covered by this nice little tree. Let's just walk out to the road bit and just see how it looks. You can definitely see it when you come around here. But from over here, see. I think there's a basic cover, right? Yeah, you can see lights.
But just as he was about to enjoy a warm meal and some coffee, the situation changed.
Well, we're going to have a little cup of coffee and get things settled, and for dinner
steak tonight. Steak and mashed potato. It's going to be good. And this is where it all went wrong. Basically, I was going to stop the video here because as I was ready to set up my camera, ready to get the fire going, three guys just walked past right into the castle. Hear beer bottles clinking, then tunes going straight away, techno. God knows how they didn't see me. So all I could do was grab my stuff in the tent, and I packed my bag. Basically took my bag down to the little building that you saw, then came back and dragged my tent down. And at this point, 3 or 4 other people had turned up, walking up the road. From there, I dragged my tent down a bit, and then there was more people coming up. Once they passed, I dragged my tent down the road until I found a little hill, and dragged up the side of this hill and put my tent behind a tree, and basically hunkered down there all night.
More voices, the clinking of bottles, music. A group of people had shown up, turning the abandoned site into an impromptu party. Strangers wandered nearby with torches, and one group passed just feet from his tent, completely unaware of his presence.
If you can hear it, a whole bunch of people just turned up, drinking, partying. It's time for me to get out and move my tent, I think. Right, I've moved my tent. I've moved my tent, but I think I'm gonna have to get it unpacked in the dark. I think they're here for the night, these guys. I don't know what they're up, but they're drinking and stuff, so you never know who they are, what's going on. Right. Well, I managed to move the tent. I was not that very far, but I went up over a little ridge and put the tent up in the dark, mind you. They're still up there, still out there. I can't believe they didn't see me. I was actually had the whole tent up and everything. I had the radio on. I walked right past and then went into the actual castle. There was like 3 men, 3 guys. They had torches and everything, and music playing, and about another 3 or 4 turned up. So and then I think it was about 10 maybe. Did not expect this. Anyway, I might have to cut the video short. I'm just gonna have to hunker down. Hopefully they'll not be there all night. But I'm gonna stay with the lights off for now anyway, and just keep on the low down.
Panicked but silent, he packed his gear and dragged everything into a more hidden spot. This time on a ridge, behind a tree, setting up again in the dark. As the night stretched on, he stayed quiet, lights off, heart pounding. He didn't know who the people were or what they were doing.
Spent the whole night hunkered down in here, and chaos raining outside. What I'll do is I'll go outside and I'll show you where I'm camped. And we'll have a look back, see where we were. I think I probably dropped a few things. I'll walk back, see if I can retrace the route I stepped. Yeah, basically carried the tent full and then down the road.
But one thing was certain. He didn't want to be found. Eventually, the noise faded. He made it through the night without incident, but the sense of unease lingered.
So there's the tent. Just walk round and have a look. Yeah, that's the tent there. Let's just see. Yeah, it can be seen, but yeah, it's not too bad. Let's just see if I left anything behind. Didn't even get my fire going. Literally, that's how close they were though, you know. The tent was here. Literally right there, look. And they all came through that hole in the fence there. Just weren't expecting it, I suppose.
The next morning, he returned to his original campsite, and in the light of day, one thing was painfully clear. Had he stayed, he would have been completely visible, and possibly at the mercy of whoever had shown up. Number 9. This next eerie adventure comes from James, also known online as the Bearded Explorer. If you've seen his previous videos, you'll know. This guy doesn't scare easy, but what he and his friend Taser faced on one summer night in 2020 would leave even them shaken. It was July 26th, a warm, quiet evening, ideal for another of their late-night urban explorations. Their target this time, a large, crumbling old house hidden deep in the UK countryside, isolated decaying, and rumoured to be haunted. This property had all the ingredients for a chilling experience. As James introduced the location to his viewers, he pointed out the old tennis court, abandoned swimming pool, and sagging outbuildings. Soon, Taser joined him.
He is around here somewhere. We have come to explore another big house. Not really a mansion, but a big house. Got its own tennis court, a few outbuildings. Looks quite interesting. So we're just walking up, going to have a look around. So let's go check out this property and see what we can find.
And together, they began exploring the house. At first, it was the usual stuff: dusty rooms, collapsing ceilings, and eerie silence. But the vibe inside was heavy. Something just felt off.
With this door, which is wide open, and again, I cannot believe the security on this house. Every window and every door has got some kind of a steel framework or lockable cage. Help us, please. Ooh. This is one creepy house. This is a really creepy house. That's quite creepy. So we've got an ensuite here. Oh God. Oh my God, that really frightened me. The door's just blown open on that wardrobe. It is just the wind. Taser's outside, you can see him there, but it is just the wind, but it really did frighten me then.
A door suddenly swung open on its own, startling James. He brushed it off as wind. Taser was outside at the time, but the tension only built from there.
Hello?
What the hell? I don't know. Bloody shit myself.
Just don't want to go too far in that ladder. You need that to get out.
Yeah, I know. Hello? That's just the wind blowing through that door.
That sounded quite a lot like it.
It was quite a heavy thud, wasn't it? No, I don't think there's anything there, is there? Let's just check all the rooms quickly, make sure there's no one else in here, because we did go up in the loft, but there's only one way in, and that's upstairs, and we're the only ones with a ladder.
Yeah, because this is why we took that, right?
Yeah. Like, there's definitely no one in here. 100% there's no one in here. So, unless it was just something that blew and fell or flapped around or...
Because again, these ones are open to me.
Oh yeah, it is. Cool.
It could be just things flapping around.
Something flapping around maybe.
As they moved deeper into the house, they heard loud thuds, unexplained crashes, and heavy bangs, each more intense than the last. They searched every room, even the attic. Nothing. No footprints. No signs of another person. Just two explorers growing increasingly uneasy. Both tried to stay rational. Maybe a window had fallen shut, or something collapsed in another room. But they couldn't ignore how close and violent the sounds were.
That wasn't... What the fuck was that?
Taking a fucking piss.
I've just looked in every single one of these rooms, there's no one in it. Mate, that was really loud as well.
That was close as well, really close.
Oh my God, I'm actually shaking. I don't normally get scared like this. There's nobody in here. There is nobody in here. What the hell was that?
No, I think get the fuck out of
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh,
Let's just get the ladder and get out.
shit.
Right, let's just get out.
This is really creeping me out. Oh my God. Oh, right, okay, come on. That was really scary. I don't normally get scared very often, but that actually did freak me out a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
One loud bang in particular seemed to come from a room they'd just cleared. That's when the fear started showing on their faces. James admitted he was shaking, and when even Taser suggested leaving, they didn't argue. They grabbed the ladder to leave.
And look at the moon. You see the moon over there? Oh, that looks really cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so bloody dark. Look. This is quite scary doing this in the dark. Right. Mate, I've still got the torch. It's not me. I've got the torch in my hand. That's coming from that other room. No, that was that room. Something just banged on that window. Right, get out. Come on, I'm getting freaked out now. Let's get this ladder set up. Oh, mate. That was bloody scary.
But before they could even exit fully, another bang hit. This time, right by a window near them. That was the final straw. Terrified and done for the night, they rushed back to their car in silence, the adrenaline slowly wearing off, but the questions sticking with them. Was it a person trying to mess with them? If so, why didn't they see anyone? Or was it something else? Something not human? Number 10. This next wild moment was originally shared on TikTok by user Boronali.6, and it's nothing short of intense. Captured on CCTV, the footage shows a chilling situation unfolding right on a quiet road. Out of nowhere, a group of wolves comes charging straight toward a police officer standing near a car. Without wasting a second, the officer ditches all formalities. He throws open the back door of the vehicle and dives inside, barely escaping as the wolves thunder past just moments later. The clip quickly blew up online, and commenters couldn't help but joke that the driver might have just dodged a ticket by offering an unexpected lifeline. One thing's for sure, no one's questioning that officer's survival instincts.